Cheers, man.
That was
fun.
awesome. Hey, Rob.
I'm really impressed at how we managed to stay conscious
At this point of
on
the day.
one coffee at this time in the morning.
Way too few.
Yeah.
All right, hey guys, Kris here from Thomann. We have the one and only Rob Chapman here.
And the one and only Kris from Thomann. Which
What a
camera
surprise.
do I look at?
That one,
That one.
most probably. Although I just look around and I hope that I
Just look
see
ambiently
somewhere else.
in between both cameras like this to really annoy the viewers, and then they won't
You
know.
choose a camera per eye.
Oh, Kris, I've got a problem. I just dropped my pick.
Oh no. Well,
And it's black.
that's it. All
That's
chicken
okay.
picking from now on.
That's okay. Yeah. No problem.
All right. So, Chapman Guitars, right? We know and love the brand. How many years now? 6, 5, 6,
It's
7?
been, well, now that's a tricky one to answer because Chapman Guitars kind of launched twice and at random times. So
Right.
the first time it launched was when I was given a signature guitar, which then became a brand.
Yeah.
But then it launched kind of officially when I joined forces with Leanderton,
Sure,
and then we kind of launched ML2. So and then it was pushed as a brand more. So because originally it was one guitar, and then
No.
it became a brand. So I don't know really. It's
I
hard to
still
say.
remember the first one
Some-
made in China.
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
Yeah.
That was the black one, like the satin blackish mahogany.
And they made a couple of really interesting mistakes that actually made it really good.
Okay.
So for example, we spec'd it with an ebony fretboard,
All right.
and they misread the instructions for the measurements. So the fretboard on the ML1, original Chinese ML1s, is double thickness.
Oh come on.
It's
Okay.
it's ridiculous how thick it is. You'd never see anything like it anywhere else. But it gave it a really, really, really interesting tone.
Probably a really spanky one, like a really.
Yeah, it was what I'd call a happy accident. Yeah.
And now this year, early on, actually in the NAMM show, right?
Yeah, we were really
You
stupid.
pronounced.
We were really
Why?
stupid because we brought out 29 new models, which was ridiculous. No one should do that. It was so much work. I mean, it was. I mean, really, if you look at any brand at the NAMM show launching, models or model, unless they are the size of Ibanez,
Yeah,
or the size,
yeah.
they launched 3 or 4. And
Yeah.
it was such a task for the team to bring out 29. And I mean, that is a testament to how incredibly hard they worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we didn't have a lot of stuff ready for the show. It was such a lot to do. And of course, almost all of it was entirely under wraps because we'd collated all of these comments, and like we'd met people across America and across England, and they told us things, and we'd listened and written it all down, or typed it down somewhere like that. Johnny McMillan wanted thinner neck.
Yeah.
And then we implemented it across 29 new guitars. It was like a refresh or a renaissance of the entire range.
All right. I really wanna dig into that a little more, like into specs and all the details.
Sure.
But before we do that, just like an overall view for those of you who don't know, how Chapman Guitars, are actually. There's 2 lines from beginning this year: the standard lineup, which are the more affordable guitars,
Yeah.
and there we have the 2 basic options in most models or guitars, the traditional and the modern. Modern will have most probably 2 humbuckers, if we're talking T or ST type, so the ML3 or ML1. And the traditional is more how you imagine a T type or an ST type guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Right.
our tip of the hat and sort of nod of the head to the great brands that came before us and cut the way,
Yeah.
And I mean, we make from 2 factories, Indonesian factory and a Korean factory.
Yeah.
And they're both really great, run by the same company. And the more affordable stuff comes from Indonesia, WOMI Indonesia.
Yeah.
And the more expensive stuff comes from Korea. And
Currently,
Yeah.
was this sort of a hint?
Well, there might be new things coming forward in the future.
Alright.
Yeah.
Nothing
Couldn't
what you
possibly
can
say
talk
anything.
about.
No, I couldn't possibly say anything.
Oh man.
But currently the most expensive stuff we make is in Korea.
All right.
But really, although money is an indicator of quality and construction and the materials, I mean, this is a pro traditional ML3. If you've played any of the Indonesian stuff, so, you'll find one and you'll go, what? This is how much?
Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
It's exactly how also the whole department, the guitar department here reacted. It's
Well, I
like,
wish you could have seen my
sweet.
face when I went to the factory to try them.
Yeah.
And it was like 40 degrees heat And no one else is sweating.
Humidity like 99%.
I'm the only one sweating because everyone else is totally used to it. You know, like, oh, this is a nice day. Yeah, this is great. I think I'm gonna make some guitars today. And I'm like, and then I took it upon myself to just test hundreds of guitars. Sat down, literally just went, yep, check every single wiring configuration, look at all the joins, feel the frets, play them all. And with not a lot of people that own a guitar company will say this, but when you factory make a guitar, you know, maybe 1 in 20 is just incredible.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is, the wood, the particular wood, or I don't know what it is, but something happens. And I would find these and be like, I don't want to sell this one. I want to take it back with me.
Like every third one.
I was going to like mark it on the back of their stock and just write Rob's. But I didn't. I mean, they were all brilliant. All brilliant. But some of them just come through and you think, how is this worth this money? It's ridiculous.
That must be a really, really extraordinary feeling.
It is, because I'm a player, I'm in a band, I'm a guitarist, and now I own a guitar company, and for me it's still a new thing. So I still get that really excited feeling when I walk into a factory and they're making our guitars.
Which happen to be awesome.
And I'm going to tour them.
You
know, so I'm like, oh, what am I going to take on tour next time? One of these.
Well, now you must announce like 29 tours for all the guitars.
No, 29 dates.
Then we go one step up and we arrive to the Pro range, which is made in Korea. They're satin, finished, and you fucking love them. He's like, so hearts everywhere.
I love them because we've known this factory we've got a really good relationship with this factory. We were very lucky to even get in to WMI Korea, and in fact, I mean, I'm not going to go into the story about how we got in, but it was very difficult because they only work with huge brands. And so we got in, and really they were expecting us to kind of very gradually, slowly build and, you know, become bigger and bigger. And we've shot up to one of Europe's biggest guitar brands, and they're like, well done, we're actually proud of you. But we are now building guitars in that factory, which is the highest spec guitars they make. That's from them. They're telling us that factory doesn't make any guitars that are higher spec than the ones that we make, and I'm really proud of that. Because we were like, what else can we do? And he's like, you want to spend more money? We're like, yeah. We want to put more money into the guitars because we don't pay a distributor. So we got that 20, 30% that we can use. So what can we do with the guitars? He's like, well, what about steel frets? We're like, steel frets. You know, what about all these other things? Like, can we roll the edges? And, you know, can we use great woods? And just, you know, when you've got a satin finish, there's a lot that you can't hide, that you can hide if you use a gloss finish and paints and things. You know. Not that I'm saying anyone else hides things, but you can. And so we've really gone out on a limb and just pushed them to make the best ever possible, so that I can pick one up like this. I've literally picked it up about, 20, 15 minutes ago, and I could gig this, no problem at all, you know. I love that.
I mean, already the fact that you have two-piece bodies. That's so not typical. I mean, you can spend like double the price and still find guitars with 3 or 4 piece bodies. Like,
absolutely. And I mean, objectively, if I played both bad and good cop in my own brain, which I should take drugs for, sometimes you can get a 4-piece body that sounds great. But I like the look of a 2-piece body. Although I own a guitar company, I am brand agnostic, so I love all brands. I love Fender, I love PRS. I think Gibson make great guitars now, and I think Schecter makes some great stuff. And I love, basically, we're lucky because when I was a kid, there was some shit guitars. And now we're in a world of great guitars, and I'm really glad that Chapman is beginning to sort of sit along some of these brands and fight its own corner.
One thing that came in my mind right away is I've heard, you know, you have your new lineup and it's like bam, news and like basically like a huge explosion in the music industry as far as YouTube reviews go and demonstrations and everything goes. There were no votes this time, right?
So there were, but not in a voting poll.
All right.
So, okay, so for people that don't know the way Chapman Guitars operates, we are a collaboratively designed guitar company. So all of the guitars, people go online and they vote in a poll saying we'd like this kind of wood for the neck and this kind of wood for the body and these kinds of pickups.
No trem, whatever.
And they go through a bunch of votes and we end up with a guitar. We make it and then it's brilliant. But what we did was rather than just voting on new guitars for the range, we refreshed them listening to what they'd asked us to do. So we didn't bring out we did bring out new guitars, but they were more tweaks on the ones that we'd originally made. And it was the culmination of what people had asked us to do.
Yeah.
So we kept tallies on things that cropped up all the time. Can you have steel frets? Can you make a bolt-on traditional looking this or that?
Yeah.
Could you make an affordable ghost fret? Could you, and we were like, we could do all these things. So let's just do that.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, refresh the brand, bring out 2 factories, tidy up, launch a website that's actually good, and hire a team, because it was literally 3 or 4 of us, and now we've got a team in place. And it's the only time we're ever going to do that. It was extensive, and to be honest, it was almost too hard. And now it's back to just voting polls the way it was before. There are upsides and downsides to having guitars voted on. The downside is that people don't understand it takes roughly 5 to 6 months to bring a guitar to market. Because you've got to prototype, do all the voting polls, get the prototype in, test it, nah, it's shit, send it back, tweak it here, tweak it there. Okay, now this one's better, but we could change this. Is the colour quite right? No. What's the Pantone reference? Let's do that. Where are we sourcing the pickups from? What kind of magnets, beer? Do we think we have Alnico, or should we have a different kind? And then you end up with a product at market 6 months later. And luckily people are quite patient, but they don't, unless you own and run a guitar company, you'd think that once you voted on a guitar, you'd press go, the factory make it. It isn't that simple. And then other competitors can view what you're making and think, I've got 6 months to bring something out that's like this.
Sure,
so it's risky.
Sure.
But I like taking a risk.
What are the reactions from customers?
I mean, I think the truth is, if I say to you, the reception has been absolutely insane and the guitars are the best we've ever made, people are going to think I'm boasting. But if I say to you, the guitars are okay, I'm lying.
Yeah, sure.
So
everybody does.
Yeah. So
especially the ones who tried it already.
I have been looking for unboxing videos. I haven't seen the negative one. I'm sure there will be. That's human nature. Someone's not going to like a guitar. But so far, I'm really, really proud of what we've done.
Well, just a personal note, if it's okay for you, I loved Chapman Guitars from the beginning. I also followed your channel forever, so I knew what's going on, and I was expecting them to be good, of course. And they were. The only downside for me was that most of them were like seriously heavy.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
I mean, many people will say, that's cool, that's a guitar for me, But my back just kind of told like, you don't like that. I think that's an awesome, this little thing, which makes a huge difference for many guitar players, as I heard their customers and everything. Yeah, this is like feather.
This is a 2-finger product. I mean, they were heavy. I'm quite a big guy, and I never found them heavy because I like... Yeah. Basically, the reason we had heavy woods, twofold. First thing, we wanted heavy guitars because I found that the sound of a heavy body with a bolted-on neck and an ebony fingerboard gave you the low and the high-end frequency sucking from the strings to give you the good sound. Yeah. Which you'll find in loads of great guitar brands. The other thing is, if you source really affordable wood, specifically in China, what you find is they grow wood really fast using magic, chemicals, that have a lot of metal deposits in it. Oh, right. And so the wood ends up with deposits of metal in it, in the grain structure. You don't see it, it's just there. And interestingly enough, it gives you a cool tone, but it makes it heavy. No one's ever told you that before, have they?
Crazy, no?
Yeah, that's true. That's the truth. So it was a mixture of affordability and Rob Chapman going, I like the reassurance of a heavy guitar. Yeah. It feels like it's a real thing. And it was a love-or-hate thing. But we changed it. We made them lighter. We sourced way more expensive timbers. Yeah. And we've gone lighter. Well, do you want to hear this?
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Shall I play a bit of this?
Please do that.
Funnily enough, the last guitar I touched in England was one of these, but the bluer colour.
All right, sure.
And I've got it with a massive action. I'm playing slide on it because I'm recording an EP coming up soon with a track called In the Sunshine, which is all slide-based, and so I've got to learn to do that again, which is really hard. Cool. So we've got Alnico 5 single coils. As you can see, it's a maple neck, maple fret. Sorry, I touched on it in a really inappropriate way. We've got these wicked Hipshot tuners. They're so cool, and I'm a giant fan of them. It's a simple hardtail. It looks like what it is. You know, it's a T-type, it's no fuss, simple controls, it's a 3-way blade. It's kind of all there is to it.